Hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. Today's soap is, well, it is a special request, but it's also what I like to think of as one of my legacy soaps. This one's going to be a little bit different. This is only a 2-ingredient soap. It will be the milk and tallow. Of course, the lye, but the lye disappears, so it is a 2-ingredient soap. Lye takes 2 ingredients, an oil and a liquid, and turns it into a solid, a single ingredient, made up of these 2 ingredients. Well, one that you see here. Now, this one's going to vary slightly. The tallow that you're looking at comes from a goat of mine. I've not used goat tallow in a long time in a soap. Generally, it's only used whenever a goat is processed for food. One of my lovely ladies, one of the older goats of mine, passed. And I could have dug a hole and just dropped her in the ground. And which is something that I do and have done already at this point. But I also took and processed the fat. Now, some people may not understand that, and I understand if you don't understand that. It's something that's difficult for a lot of people to conceive of. Why would you use part of something that you loved? And I do indeed love my goats. I am a farmer and a rancher of sorts, and as such, I'm not a waster. I don't waste anything. I'm very careful on my land with what I use. I don't chop down trees because a tree may be too near my house. I build my deck around the trees. I figure that the trees are more important than I am. I'll be gone in a few years, but the trees will still be here. Why is that important to what I'm talking about now? Well, I'm of the mind that if we're going to engage animals, insects, non-vegan things into our diets or into our world of hygiene, that we should use as much of them as possible and not waste a thing. And it is in that vein that I bring you this lovely tallow. One of my lovely subscribers here, Kath, K-A-T-H, our friend in the UK, sent Barry some of the most lovely dog biscuits. They are just beautiful. They're a Christmas cookie. I'll try to bring them and show them to you in a few moments, but Barry just loves them. He is enjoying them so much. He only gets one a day. But anyway, what I was talking about with animals, you never really know what exactly they think or how they feel, but we can try. And this animal I did love. I cared very much for her, as It was sad. I'm not going to go into a lot more detail than that. People make jokes about farmers and their animals, and they can make all the jokes they want. She was an animal. She was a farm animal, and she was useful. She was a good mother. She was a good milk provider. She was just a good little goat person. That's all. And so I'm just sorry she's gone. Alrighty, so our milk is ready. Now let me get our tallow, which has been melted, bring it over, and let's put this together. Now, because it's cooler weather, my tallow is very thick and it's very fresh. And because of that, it's full of a lot of the collagen, but that's good. That's really a good thing for soap. But this is probably going to set up really quickly. And I was planning on putting this in individual molds that I have. If it doesn't get too stiff on me, that's what I'll do. Otherwise, I'll have to change to loaf molds or slab mold. I was planning on putting it in individual bar molds, but looking at how thick this is and trying to get this back on the double boiler and pans and would be a hassle and very messy. I've already washed everything. This was a booger just to get all this done. I can't tell you how much work I put in this and how much love is in this too. Anyway, I'm babbling. Okay, let's get the goat milk added into our goat tallow. Do you love that they are the same color? I adore that. I think that that's just wonderful. I have been thinking about, I've mentioned this before, about moving. And I do love, there are things here that I love about living here. And you know this, I've talked about, if you've been here before, you've heard me talk about the things I love about living here in Northeast Texas. But there are a few things too that make it a challenge. I am not a fan of Texas summers. The winters are a little too mild for me. I'm not a big fan of those either. If I'm going to have a winter, I want a real winter. And I know others would disagree with that and enjoy milder winters. And I understand that. I certainly do. I can get behind that idea. But for me, I want to experience winter. When I was a kid and we lived in the mountains of far northern California, we had winter and I loved that. We had the winter and yet we were just a short distance from the ocean. It was just a great life as a kid. Now, I may not enjoy it as much now. I know this. I've heard people say, well, as you get older, that cold weather isn't so appealing. I have to disagree. I mean, no, of course, if you don't have proper clothing or heat, I'm there with you. Shoveling snow sounds horrendous. I've never had to really do that. And if I lived somewhere where I had to do that, I would certainly have machinery to do it or hire someone else to do it. I'm not going to. At this stage of my life, that's not something I'm looking to do. And it's my understanding a lot of people have heart attacks shoveling snow. So hurts my heart just thinking about doing it. But that being said, I would love to live somewhere that had good cold winters. That's all. This is not that place. And the summers here can be brutal. And I'm not a fan of the really, really hot, humid weather that we have here. Now, I'd love to be able to say I love the people here. But the people here don't love me. I was never really accepted in this community because I didn't love the right people that you're supposed to love. I didn't get married and have kids like the norm. And so that made me kind of stand out here. You all know about what got painted on my barn and that sort of thing, and how people can be. Some people, not everybody. Some people are very, very kind, but there are equally as many knuckleheads. Okay, let me make room for the other mold here. Okay, you won't be able to see all the pore of this one, so can't help that. But I do need to get it in the mold. 100% tallow tends to set up quickly, although this is staying fluid. Very nice. I'm very happy about that. I was afraid it might lock up on me. These are coming out so nice. One of the advantages of simplicity. All right, so I wish there was something more to show you here, but these are not complicated. These are one of those simple, special pleasures of life where there is no complication or difficulty, except only in as much as getting them out of the mold. Okay, so there was one that was perhaps a little softer. So I may wait on taking out too many more of them for now. Let's see. If I run across any more that seem too soft, I will refrain. These have been in here 18 hours. Tallow and goat milk. I think I'm going to call these Bitsy, although that might be a little gross for some people, naming them after the animal that they're actually from. I'll think about it. You should know by now if you're watching this video. Have a great day, everyone. I look forward to seeing you back soon. Goodbye.